Hello there, and welcome to another episode of my survival world. And today we're going to start off by clearing up this area. We're going to finish off the farm, or actually start the farm, I should say. And I'm going to replace all of these because, yeah, I do agree that the end rods alone looks a lot better. I think it looks a lot more menacing. It even gives me a little bit of a chill up my spine when I was looking down into it. And maybe it's a bit too realistic, but we'll see. I'm just going to swap that all out now, and then we'll add the farm in. So I just went around and I removed all of the quartz from around the edges. I was going to put some music on this, but it's only 30 seconds long, so I thought I might as well just go over what I'm doing. After I took the quartz out, I just went through and put in some of the mud bricks and just a few variants of it, just to give a bit of texture, and then went round and tried to place in all of these end rods in kind of random positions, or just spread them out in a way where it's not consistent, so they look more natural. But I'm not particularly great at that. So now we'll jump to making the moss farm for this. So I decided for the moss farm that I would come up with my own design, and it's slowly getting more and more complicated. Initially I tried going with 2 pistons here, and the 2 piston setup wasn't working because when it fills up it would just push one block up, and I couldn't use any kind of observer trick or anything. I don't know how other people are doing it, but I decided to go with the 3 piston design. So this one will pull the block from underneath the lava, this one will push it down, and then this one will push it into the strip here. And I have a row of furnaces here and here, and that way, if this is full, it won't be able to push because this is an immovable block. You can use any immovable block for that. I will probably do a tutorial for this farm, just like the other ones I made, but not yet. I need to make sure I get back up to date with the episodes. And the reason I have this layer here is because I'm actually going to build 2 of these. One of them will be producing only bone meal, and that bone meal will be split between the one that's producing bone meal, so it will come along here from these 3 and some extras as well, get sent up these droppers, and then be used in that farm. And on the other side you can see there's 4 hoppers here. These just connect up into this dispenser to fill this one up. So both will be getting filled up with the bone meal, and then from both sides any extras that get produced will come down through this line here, and you'll get the bone meal in this chest when I sort out the item sorters here. And the only reason I'm doing this double layer farm is because I wanted to get the bone meal, not because I need it, but because obviously Lepton, you mentioned in the comments, and you're right, the bone blocks and the bone meal stuff is ideal for the Sarlacc pit. That is the best thing, but I already have a bone meal farm, so I just thought I would do that little extra touch here. But let me finish this up, and then I'll start building it in the survival world. I am going to have to dig a nice big hole out for this, so that's not going to be fun. Again, seems like all my farms are just going underground. Right, well, I was just finishing off this farm to make sure that it all works, and I've got the second layer in now. For some reason, this layer is only mossing the same 4 blocks every time. It won't moss any of the rest of it, and I can't figure out why. They're both exactly the same. They're running on the same clock, they're doing the same thing, they're moving at the same time. But it's just that same 4 blocks is going and nothing else. Well, after not being able to figure out what was going on with this, I just left it alone, went and had a sleep, and I came back and I found out immediately that this repeater was on 0 ticks, which was blocking it off at the wrong time. So I set that to 4 and now it is all working. Now this is quite a complicated farm for moss compared to a lot of people's online, but I found that a lot of them were quite inconsistent. They would give cobblestone and they wouldn't fill up properly, and I wanted it to be really consistent and just do the right thing every single time, which is why I went through and did all of this, as well as the fact that you can't get both bone meal and all of these from most of the farms, because you need to put the bone meal in, whereas with this is refilling both of these with bone meal, and it's actually going to give me a little bit of bone meal out in this chest, but not initially because it does need to fill up all of these. So I did have to fill up these ones myself so that any excess from here was going up into this one as well, because this one was kind of going 63, 62, 63, 62, 64, just going back and forth. So just to make sure that actually did start filling up properly, so now I've got a couple of hoppers filled up there. I did end up filling some down here. I also did end up running a 1-hour test on this, and you can see here I got plenty of the moss blocks. That's 5 shulkers worth. Got nearly a shulker of the carpets and just a bunch of these, as well as I had a chest here instead of the flame, just to see how much I lost, and I lost 2 stacks of the moss blocks, which really isn't a lot when you consider how many I'm getting, and so that's fine for those to just get burned on the end. But in total, including the stuff that I'm burning, the seeds and the extras, I actually get 12,500 blocks per hour, or items per hour. And obviously, I haven't calculated the bone meal because nothing's come through yet, because it's not filling up. It will be very slow. It's just something there as a little catch to make it relevant to the Sarlacc. But yeah, that is the farm, and now let's jump over to my survival world where I'm going to build this up. Well, the moss farm is now finished, and you may have been able to tell from the time lapse that I was using light matica because, for 2 reasons. The first one being this farm is very intricate and small and packed in, so it was very difficult to get photos of. And for the second reason was I wanted to try the layer by layer thing with the time lapse. So if I build it 1 layer at a time, using that feature on light matica, and just to see how it looks. And to be honest, I should have just done it with a different build because this little cave didn't afford me much room for the camera angles on the replay mod. So it is what it is. Maybe I'll try it again. But now I need to design up a room for here for all of the chests. Obviously I'm going to extend these down, so I'm going to have about 5 layers. I don't think I need too many. And this also needs to be moved down because this is another one of the wind charge launchers. And this is going to be the floor, this part here. And what I'll do is I'll just open this, and you come along, and it sends you out of the Sarlacc mouth. And I thought that was really cool, just a nice touch, and it's kind of like you're escaping. Then you can just come, fly back down in here, and when I fall in the hole, this trapdoor actually will be closed, because the pressure plate closes the trapdoor again after I use it, so that way when I come in I don't need to worry about getting launched back out and accidentally setting it off. So I think that's quite good. So let's just design up a room for inside here now. A bunch more player heads later, and now I am stacked up with all the ones that I need for filling out these areas. So let's just go jump in and have a look inside the Sarlacc's mouth. And I'll tell you what, just before we do that, take a look at my statistics, and I have 797 player killed you. I'm going for the world record here. I'm going to have thousands of this. I mean, but give it 2 years and I've built up all these areas. I'm going to be on maybe 10,000 because there's a lot of characters. And especially with Jabba's boat, I kind of realised that there's a lot of characters in there and not all of them are actually available as skins. But I haven't turned around yet because I'm just going to show you now the inside of the Sarlacc's belly. and we have a bunch of tentacles in here. I used the walls and the fence posts. I used the jungle wood because it's kind of a skin texture or color, and I just wanted to separate these out. And I love how they don't connect. It used to annoy me, but now I realize the usefulness of having fences and walls not connecting to each other. I also use some of the honey blocks just to kind of create that environment, make it look a bit like there's some stomach acid in here. And you can also see I've put in some armor stands already. So these aren't armor stands, they're just heads sit on the floor. And these guys are in the wall being decomposed and becoming part of the Sarlacc. And this is one of the pig guards in Jabba's palace. And I think they're called Gamorrean something. I don't know how to pronounce it, to be quite honest. And I also have this Boba Fett here. He's stuck in the wall, but he's still awake. He's got his flamethrower ready. He's about to burn the insides of the Sarlacc. And obviously I wanted to make it quite claustrophobic in here. You should be like cramped in. There shouldn't be space to move. But as well, it is a farm. So I needed the space around here to move around and collect the items from the chests and switch the farm on and off. And speaking of switching it on, I actually left this AFK overnight. And as you'll see, I have maxed out the moss blocks. They went pretty quickly. The moss carpets, I've got more than enough now. I've got nearly 6 double chests. I've got a double chest of the flower and azalea if I need them, and then almost 2 double chests of the azalea. But I didn't get any bone meal. I did look through it, and it is coming through. It is filling up a bit, but it's just there's so many hoppers and droppers and things. It's taking a while. And to be honest, it won't be for a while yet. It's only if I want to fill these out or fill up the moss carpets it might start coming through. So let's just exit the Sarlacc. Right, I didn't expect that. Got to run into the corner. There we go. I do love that feature. Even if it's not consistent and working every time, I love just flying out of the mouth. I have realised that I use quite a lot of these armor trims when I'm doing these armor stands because they're really useful on the armor. C-3PO with the eye armor trim, or the Mandalorian and Boba Fett having some armor trims on there to create the lines where the Beskar ends. And to be honest, I don't have them all, so I need to go and grab them. So let's just jump through and grab all of the remaining armor trims now. Looks like I am missing 7 trims. So we've got the Dune from the Desert Pyramid, the Coast from the Shipwrecks, the Vex from the Woodland Mansion, and the 4 from the Trail Ruins. So I say we start with the Shipwrecks since I'm near the ocean. Quick pit stop. Hey, there we go. There's one. Ooh, first desert temple. Now we always take a golden apple. So I mentioned in a previous episode that I've been watching through the Clone Wars TV show, and you know what? Mandalore is going to be perfect for Minecraft. I actually can't wait to get to that, because not only does it look really cool, everything is just squares. Even the trees, if you actually go and watch the series, the normal trees are rounded, as you would expect, but in Mandalore, all the trees are squares, and they have a lot of pink, like little bonsai type trees. I think it's going to be really cool to build. Of course, the Woodland Mansion is miles away, so I had to use a seed map to find it. Yeah, let's just go there now, and hopefully there'll be one there. If I get there and there's none, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to start clearing chunks from my save file. Right, well this was useless. I literally didn't find it anywhere. I even F4'd in all the walls to see if there's any passages, but there's nothing. Ah, our file size is about to get a whole lot bigger. There we go. 3 down, 4 to go, and I might as well finish up this whole Woodland Mansion while I'm here, because I'm never coming back here. If you can see my coordinates, I had to go very far to get this. Apparently I just found my last missing biome. That was completely by accident, so cool. My first trail ruin as well. To be careful with this shovel. That's one. And that's 2. The same one again. Oh dear. Come on, be a new one. Oh, I think that is a new one actually. Yes. One more template. I also haven't seen the music disc yet. Another dupe. Is this like a special room or something? This bit was already hollowed out, and all of these are... Nope. 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 Bunch of useless items. Lovely. Another dupe. That doesn't look familiar. Oh, I do have it already. Oh dear. Oh, I think that's it. I think I got it. Yes, there we go. All of the smithing templates are now collected. The only thing is, I didn't get the music disc from this, so I am still going to have to keep doing more of these. I'm just thinking maybe I should finish this one up. Because maybe it will pop up now? No, just another pottery sherd. Hey, the music disc. That means I'm done with the trail ruins. I did get a nice supply of the mud bricks. There we go. Right, let's go back home. This wandering trader is still just stuck in purgatory out in the ocean over here. His llama's despawned, but he hasn't. It's quite funny. So I just started off adding in a basic design for Jabba's boat, and you might notice I've got some armor stands in my hotbar. That's because I decided to use this for something. This room isn't exactly as it is in the movies or anything, but this was here, the little cage or prison, and this little platform here for Jabba, and there's going to be some people around this room. But this main room here, I've actually decided to make this room my armor creating room for all of the smithing templates I just got. So we're going to go around and put one at each on these. And what I'm going to do is basically just stock these up with a pre-made version of each of the templates here. So basically, the way it's going to work, let me just grab these. We'll put them all in here, like this. And I'll put them in a bit of a better order, try and make them a bit organised. But essentially, I'll just come along, I can pick up the one I want, go in the chest here, and I'm going to have all of these items. So I think this one, for example, is the copper block. So these copper blocks will be in here. I can come along, I'll pick up the template, I can grab one of these, and obviously I'll need to bring my own diamonds, and then in the middle we have the crafting table. To make a duplicate, we can put it back, and then we can use the one we have on here. And what I'm going to have up here as well is all of the items. So these are all of the all of the trim colours. So let's just chuck these in for now, so I don't lose any. And obviously I'm missing 2 of the trim colours on here, which is netherite and diamonds. To be honest, I don't have enough of those, and yeah, so we're just going to have these in here. That way I can just come and create the armour in the middle. And as well, I didn't get any chests. I need a couple of double chests up here somewhere. One on there probably, and one on here. One of them for dyes, and one of them for things like leather and iron and gold, so that I can actually make the armour while I'm here as well. And this is going to look quite cool when it's done, I think. So let me actually go around and set all of this up, and we'll see how it looks when it's done. Well, I've finished up all of the armor stands here, and I actually decided to make them a bit smaller because when they were at full size, the shoulders were kind of overlapping, and I just feel like this is kind of easier to see all in one go. Obviously, I've put in the chest. There was actually the armor trims in here, so they're not aligned with the start of the chest, but that's fine. I've put all of the items in for what you need for each one, so basically I don't need to do any research, nothing. I can come here, look what one I like, grab the item, grab the trim, duplicate it, and then I can put on any of the colours I want from up here, obviously other than the 2 expensive ones. Then over here I have, I'll tell you what, give me one of these just to put on the front, like that. So this is where all the dyes are for the leather armour, and then we have a leather chest over here where I have a ton of leather as well as some gold and iron in here for other armors. As you can tell, I used armor here. I wanted to make it contrast quite well so it would stand out and I'd be able to see what is actually on the trim. So that is pretty much all done. I am just waiting for some green dye to smelt up, and then I'll have all the dyes here that I need. So now that means we can jump to making up some more of these armor stands. And I think we'll start with the inside of Jabba's boat. Oh, and you might notice over my shoulder, there's some end rods in here now. I put them in there because I wasn't really sure where to put lighting in here. And I thought if I put it here, actually what would happen is at night time, it would look quite cool because you would see the glowing coming through these iron trapdoors. So it would look like the inside is kind of glowing. And something else that I did while I was doing all of the inside is actually remove the blocks here and made these a bit more window-like. And it does allow me to get outside. The only issue is when I fly away from it, because the banners despawn, it just kind of looks like holes now. And it's fine, it's just some of them have like wood behind, so it's quite contrasting. But I don't mind it so much. It's better to have that kind of gap inside so you can see out, because inside it was really, really quite dim. Obviously, where these are, there was sunlight coming down as well, but it just looked strange having blank walls. So I think the windows do look better. So let's finish up this room now. Oh dear. I'm just in the stage of trying out different block palettes, and honestly, I just wanted to use his head for the back, and I was going to put some things in front, but it's like Modoc Jabba. So I was trying with this leather armor because it's got a nice color, you can pick so many different colors for it. The real problem is, also I added this armor stand here so I can like come along, and if I want to try out different combinations, see how they look together, I can just place them up here. So that's why I put that there. And now I'm going to forget which way they go. But I realised that the armour, it just has like the arms are in the way, and then the helmet, the legs, and the boots all have brown marks on them. So I actually decided to start doing this. And as ridiculous as it looks, you can see what I've done here with these ones. By turning it sideways, there are actually like different textures on the sides of the heads. So what I'm going to do is basically use different angles to cover up the face portions of it. And I've started doing it on here. There is one inside there, which is the bottom of the head. And then these are the sides of the head, and it's kind of looking like the chest there. And I just need to work my way down across the front of it to cover those up. But from the back, you can see how it's coming together quite nicely. I think I do need to fill out that bottom gap there. But yeah, this is how it's looking so far. Just a small time skip into the future, and I may have wasted a few diamonds on some armor trims from redoing Leia's outfit because I wasn't happy with it. But look at this! Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! She is strangling him out. He's getting choked out with the chain. Oh, I love this. This is so good. Now, I decided to go with a kind of blocky body for Jabba. I was trying to get the angles right. The problem is with blocks, they have sharp edges. And when you try and do these angles, it gets a bit tricky. And to be honest, I think it suits Minecraft anyway. But I'm so happy with how this one came out. Like, the chain, the way she's leaning back, and, you know, obviously got, like, the skin texture color for the leather armor, which I thought was really cool. And, yeah, just, you can even see the little bit of the chain on his neck there. And he's grabbing it, he's struggling. Let's just take a look around. And I think from most angles, it looks pretty good as well. But that is fantastic. Right, let's move on to the next one, which is probably going to be some people around here panicking. And guess what? I'm going to have to make another R2-D2. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm going to have so many R2-D2s in this world. I mean, he's basically the main character. I love him. I absolutely love him. But he is one of the more effort people to make, although this Jabba was a lot of effort, I'm not going to lie. I'm glad I only really have to make two. I guess two. I can't think of any other plate. No, three. I'm going to have to make three. All right, well, I'm going to have to make three of these guys. But that came out fantastic. Well, I did it. I built another R2-D2 with C-3PO. And look at this. C-3PO's eyes being popped out. I've actually put a black carpet over his eyes so it looks like a hole. And then the little guy, a little bit difficult to do. There wasn't really much space to do a tail. But the R2-D2 is here. And we've got his little taser here with the brewing stand, which I thought looked quite cool. It had some little mechanical parts. With this for two little prongs on the end. And then obviously some glass and glass panes for the electricity. And I think that looks really cool. but I have used a lot of armor stands in this area already, making this jabber, all of these chains, the R2D2 as usual, with a lot of them. So now I'm probably just going to add some characters in running around. Might have to obviously add a Bib Fortuna in somewhere, but I was watching the scene and I can't really see him in it. Is he even there? I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it again. This might just be the most expensive piece of leather armor I ever crafted, but it just matches so well for Bib Fortuna's clothes. I don't know what else to use instead of the netherite ingot. This is painful. This is painful. Alright, it's done. It's done. I got it. Sometimes you overcomplicate things way too much, and I was here just starting to make this axe for one of the Gomorian guards, and I completely forgot that Minecraft already has an axe. Oh my goodness. What a muppet. But I might just do it for this one and just see. I take that back, please. I might just do it for this one and we'll just see how it looks. There we go. No. Alright. Yeah, I'll finish this one and I'll see how it looks. I think it looks alright, but I think for any future ones, I'm just going to use the regular axe. I think that will do the job fine. I've added in a couple of the pirates here. This guy still needs a gun added to him, and this guy is on one of the cannons. And I added a few more characters down here, like another one of these pig guards. We've got Max Rebo, and we've got Bib Fortuna here. Tried to do his little Twi'lek tentacles coming off of his head with the pink dye there. So it's starting to come together. I am noticing as I do this though, I didn't really decorate this room properly, and it becomes a problem when you have the armor stands because you can't place down blocks. But to be honest, this area is mainly just for these two things. I'm just trying to fill it out a little bit. And this room, I'm probably not going to do a lot in because I need the space to see what I'm doing and see all these armor stands. I might also add someone into this prison here, but I'm not sure at the moment. Which means I could probably do with adding a couple more people on top here as well, but I feel like I'm getting to that point where there's now a lot of armor stands in this small space, and I don't want to overdo it, so I might move on to the boats and do the characters there, and just try to see how many there is once I've done that, and we'll see if I can add any more. I have been working away on the armor stands. So let's start off with the top of Jabba's boat, where I have added a few more of these Gomorian guards. Just a couple, like one running out here, there's one up here, and I also gave an axe to the one in here. As well as I have done the work on the boats. So you can see down in the Sarlacc mouth, we have a Lando Calrissian here, just trying to climb up. He's a bit stuck there, and yeah, it depends because there's a lot of cool things that happen, but they don't all happen at the same time. So I've decided not to add the leg onto. Oh my goodness, these guys are quickly becoming the younglings for me. I want to get them all. I want to get them all. All right. Well, we got to trade ahead from that, so we can put this one somewhere special, like here. There we go. No one's ever going to see it, but it's there. So anyway, back to this boat. Obviously, we have the Lando Calrissian. We've also got Chewie pointing at Boba Fett. And now that I think about it, the back of his helmet kind of looks like the front. It's a bit weird. I did originally try having Boba Fett a bit closer to this and sideways, but honestly, this is the one thing I don't like about the armor stand mod, is not being able to fully rotate the whole armor stand. Like being able to put a character upside down or sideways or laying down without some funny things would be really helpful. I mean, the legs was quite annoying, and the legs and the arms, because they're not linked to the body, so he has this bit of an arm on his chest plate. So when you rotate the chest plate, the arms don't rotate with it. It makes it feel like, what's the point? But anyway, we've got Han Solo here, obviously, with his stick and the little yellow bits on his trousers again. And obviously the grindstones for Chewie. These are all pretty basic from what I'd already done over there, just in a bit different positions. Then obviously over here we have Luke Skywalker. He's already chopped one in half, and this is kind of a caught moment in time as the guy's falling apart, and he's just swung down with the lightsaber, and this guy is freaking out, and this guy is trying to throw him off the boat by flying around, and there's probably a couple more characters that could go on here, but again, I really just don't want to push it too far until I've done the whole island, and I can see, what kind of lag I'm working with on that. So that's everything for Jabba's boat. And I did start working on Watto's workshop, where inside here we have the very strange scene of Padme and Anakin meeting for the first time. Now you can see there's a scar on his face here, which he obviously didn't have when he was a child and gets it later on in his life. The thing is, there's no skin of the young Anakin, so I took this more childish pixelated version, which is actually technically made for the scenes afterwards, but I just obviously couldn't find a good head for him, and this is like a good colour for the hair. And Padme as well, same thing, couldn't find one from the original movies, so I took the younger, childish looking skin and, just put some kind of blue pattern on the shirt because she has blue and grey on and some black trousers. I haven't done anything else in Watto's shop because I've realised that making Watto is going to be another detailed one, kind of like Jabba and R2-D2. There's going to be a lot of parts in it. And to be quite honest with you, the episode is already at like 30 minutes. And I'm recording this at 8 o'clock on Sunday night on the 22nd of December. So this week I have really been pushed to finish this one. And I think what I'm going to do is leave it there. I'm going to edit the episode and upload it tonight. And yeah, we'll try and catch up over the Christmas break. But it's better than last week. Last week it came out on Monday. So that will be all for today's episode. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you very much for watching. I have spoken.